Hello, hello. Are we working? I think we are. Let me just tweet out the stream, and we will get things going. Or well, we won't get things going. I'll tell you what we'll do actually. Before I tweet out the stream, let's get some music on. I think. Should have had this prepared, boys. You know. Should have had it prepared, but that's okay. That's okay. I can do stuff on the fly. I'm basically just sat here like refreshing the Jurassic World YouTube channel every 5 seconds. Because yeah, still not up yet. Okay, good to know. I don't know how loud this is gonna be. So that's fine. Joe, how's it going? Right, let me tweet out the stream. So if you don't know what's going on today, we've got the July JWE2 recap. Right. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to tweet it out on my phone because that's just 10 times easier. 2 seconds. Let's refresh, make sure there's nothing new popping up just yet. No, it's still not there. Why is there a black bar at the bottom of the stream? Why is that a thing? Oh no, it's just my phone being dumb. Okay, cool. Right, let's tweet out. Let's tweet out, boys. There we go. So obviously we got to wait until 3 o'clock before we can start watching anything. That's okay. I'm just going to check the audio though for a second. Talk me. There we go. So obviously we got to wait until 3 o'clock. Music could be a little bit louder. That's fine. So yeah, so as I was saying, today we've got the July recap of everything that Frontier has announced in July. And then also they're showing off something new, apparently. So that's pretty cool. Let me just make sure that there's nothing happening over on the Frontier Twitch. I mean, I am a little bit early. Not gonna lie, I am a little bit early, so I'm a little bit of ahead of the game. Frontier. No, they are offline. Okay. Good to know. But yeah, so can't really do anything. I'll tell you what we could do. We could watch the Stegosaurus field guide, right? Because I actually haven't seen this, or I have seen it, but yeah, just for something that we can watch. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's a new animation. I really like the purple spikes on the Stegosaurus there, though, and we do have confirmation of the new fence, by the way. So that's pretty dope. Yeah, it's definitely a new type of fence. I don't care what anybody says to me right now. Let's go to all videos. No, still nothing. Come on, Frontier. Put up an event or something. Amateur streamers. Come on. Got to have an event up. So obviously most of what's going to be spoke about today in this live stream we already know, because obviously it's a recap. Let's hit refresh just in case. So it's going to be a lot of repetitiveness, but obviously that is something new, apparently. So yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see. I like the new graphics. Yeah, the Stegosaurus there look really good. Definitely. Yeah. Like, those two skins, that's really cool. And obviously that's a new type of pattern. And then a cosmetic improvement, right? Those two. So I think we've got two new patterns and then two new colors or whatever. Yeah. Come on, Frontier. They tweeted anything yet? Let's see. No, they're just saying, be ready. Be ready at 3 o'clock. So we are ready. We are ready, chat. We are ready, friends. Wow. Come on, Frontier, you got 2 minutes. Put up an event. You know you want to. No. Still nothing. Make sure there's nothing going on Twitch again. No. They're just telling us to check out Aeocate, whatever that is. Dude, how is the Evolution 2 YouTube account only got 178,000 subscribers? Come on, guys. Come on. Get those subs up, will ya? It's outrageous. Outrageous. Wow. They got a minute. Damn, look at the species profiles. 3 years ago. Damn, Ceratosaurus is really popular. Velociraptor was really popular. Oh yeah, I remember. Do you guys remember this one? It was the April Fools, right? And it was freaking it's the goat. I remember that. That was fantastic. Oh, I loved it. Okay. Right, it's 3 o'clock. Well, hey, here we are. Right, music. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, music, but we have more important stuff to be watching right now. I'm not gonna have the chat on just because, you know, who wants to read the chat? But yeah, I will just leave the music on just a little bit because it don't look like we're going yet. Live stream starting soon. Oh my god. I'm ready. I'm ready. So don't forget, they are revealing something new here. Supposedly. Yeah. They're revealing something new. Is it? I've got no sound. Oh, live stream starting soon. Okay. Nice graphic, dude. So obviously they're revealing something new, and then obviously they're going to break down everything that they've spoke about over the last month. So really, it's just going to be a lot of recapping, but that's okay. you never know, they might let slip some interesting little tidbits of information that we might have missed or whatever from before, so yeah, that's fine. Jurassic Gear, how's it going, man? Hi, Luke, looking forward to this. Dude, so am I, man, so am I. I'm really hoping that something small is going to be like Cleaners or something like that. Like, something just absolutely, like, hilarious. Like, I just want something funny like that. Yeah. Right, so we just got 4 minutes here whilst we wait for Frontier to get their stuff sorted. And we're going. I'm back. Welcome back, Joe. Still got 3 minutes yet. Let's make sure the quality is nice. 720? Hell no. Let's get that 1080p. Come on, bruh. Gotta have that. I mean, my computer might actually like cry trying to stream a stream in 2080p and then live streaming myself. But you know, what we got to put the PC under some pressure, right? we got to break it somehow. Okay, it's really not taking it. We're going down to 70p. I don't care. Cleaners would be hilarious, honestly, though. Yeah. It would make me so happy. Like, I'm not even kidding right now. It would actually make me laugh so much. If they did, like, a species profile for Cleaners. Oh my god, that'd be so funny. Oh, dear. Extracting species profile. Cleaners. Oh, can you imagine? That'd be so good. That'd be freaking hilarious. Why does the Amargasaurus look like a anteater there? Yeah. There's that's what I was talking about, by the way, when they said about the sandstorms. That looks like the sandstorms to me. Two minutes. We're almost there. What happens when I do that? I don't know. I can't wait to have audio issues. Whenever there's a stream like this, there's always frickin' audio issues, man. Not with my stream, with their stream. Can't wait. Would be funny if the cleaners went into the paddock to clean out the dinosaur poop. I mean, sure. Yeah. I mean, I would not mind that at all, because that's like a separate line of realism, right? But it would be quite funny. And then you would have to like send in like a park ranger with them into like a carnivore enclosure, because otherwise they get eaten. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Right, 1 minute left, chat. 1 minute left. We're almost there. $50 seconds. I was mad when the last live was 5 minutes. What? Oh, right, yeah. I'm with you. This one should be about an hour long. I would have thought. Maybe a bit longer. It depends how much they talk about all of the stuff that they announced. Right. Music. It's been a pleasure. But please be quiet now. Thank you. And let's make sure we've got audio. We have audio. Let me turn them up. Hello, you're new. Are you new? Oh, it's Jens.
Highlights stream for Jurassic World Evolution 2. I am your humble host, Jens Erik, part of the community team here at Frontier Developments. It is
I broke my PC.
to be back here again with you from our amazing
YouTube.
streaming
Hello.
room. And, if we've
There
got
it goes.
ourselves right, we'll settle
Oh, I'm not live either.
essentially a recap of everything we've announced, everything we've revealed for the past month, and we also get to talk a bit about some of the people working on Jurassic World Evolution 2 behind the scenes. We get to talk to some of the devs, hear some stories, and you know, maybe you'll get to see some video footage, some screenshots here and there, maybe some gameplay. Maybe there's a few surprises here and there. Who's to say? I think there's one small surprise new thing that we're going to show you here today, which we've already
Ah,
teased on
you
the
tease, Jens. You're a tease,
but,
man.
I'm not going to do it alone. Of course, I am joined.
Sorry, I need to turn
someone-
them up.
I'm joined by two
I can't
people.
hear him that well.
One first and another one
Oh my
later.
God, that
So
was
first
loud.
up, let me introduce to you the amazing Orson Adsoy,
Who?
Sure, chat. How's it going? Everything good?
producer on Jurassic World Evolution 2. Yeah, Orson, why don't you?
Dude, look at that Jurassic Park gate in the background.
I'm Orchard, funnily enough. I am the producer in charge of basically every aspect of dinosaurs. So from the creation of the dinosaurs, you know, from concepting into creation of the art, into rigging them, animation, as well as
Okay.
AI and behaviors and stuff like that is kind of my primary area. Yeah, I've been at Frontier a bit over a year now. It's been great, frankly. Really loving working here. The team, Adam and Rich, are lovely.
Yes, they absolutely are. We had them on.
Where's
last week.
Richard
Rich
Newbold
doesn't
today?
always think he's lovely, but he is lovely.
Sorry, I'm just checking the audio.
But yeah, it's been good. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
I just noticed that your socks.
You
are
can't hear them
Yeah,
at
thank you
all.
very much.
Not
I mean,
Nice.
I don't think you can see them that well on stream, but they've got
Some
cheesy pizzas on
Wonderful
them.
pizza socks.
So thank you very much.
I've just got grey.
Yeah, no,
Not
I had a
very
point
interesting.
in life where I was just like, you know what, I can make my socks look better, so I bought a bunch
You're
of
an
pizza.
adult. You make your own decisions. You
Exactly.
eat Nutella for dinner.
Exactly.
You wear socks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pizza covered.
Yes, as producer and as the sort of dinosaur producer, we sort of call you, they sometimes
Okay.
call you sort of the dinosaur wrangler, or a dinosaur expert, if you will. Were you much of a dinosaur kid when you were younger, or has this sort of come later as you've been joining us here at Frontier?
I was as simple a child as I am an adult. You talk about a creature with 3 massive horns and a shield for a head.
Yeah.
You know, that's exciting.
Yes.
It's something to be interested in. Giant thing
Yes.
that can kind of eat things with a single bite. Fantastic. Wonderful. Massive footprints, you know. So yeah, you know, I love my dinosaurs. I love the kind of the more typical kind of crude aspect of them. The angry T-Rex and like, oh, here's a creature that's literally born with spines all the way down its back that stick out. I mean, those things are cool, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I was into my dinosaurs. Had my dinosaur toys, my little plastic toys, which we all hold dear in our hearts.
Of course, I think I
That's a
still
bit
have
bad.
some of mine at my parents' house.
That's
somewhere. I
enough
think they might be in
chit-chat.
the
Come on,
basement
show us
now, but,
something.
but they're still around. They're still around.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm
yeah, I
me.
think that's what brings us all here. You know, it's the love of dinosaur and the love of the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park
indeed.
franchise.
Very much so.
I want to talk a bit about. I mean, we're going to talk about the dinosaurs, of course, but we're going to get to know you a little bit as well.
Sure, you want to just do a solid 30 minutes on me. Everyone's really excited about the dinosaurs. Just don't even bring them up.
Yeah, it's only going to be it's all Orchard from here.
Please
on out.
don't.
No, of course.
Please don't.
Some of the dinosaurs we revealed so far. There's been some of them. Do you have a favorite? Is there anything that sort of stands out to you?
Of the ones we've announced so far, I guess that you probably don't want me suddenly naming off a load that we haven't.
Preferably. but-
Nervous laughter. Yeah, no, Ciliophysis, I'm pretty fond of, honestly. It's a cute little thing, but it's also very aggressive, and I'm kind of, I just kind of like the feeling on it. The lad who created it has done a phenomenal job on it as well. Yeah, like the dinosaur itself looks fantastic. Animation and rigging.
It does
teams
look
done a
good, to
brilliant
be
job of
fair.
getting it to move believably and kind of having this sort of like smaller dinosaur, so it doesn't quite have the aggression of the T-Rex, but it has that opportunistic aggression that you expect to see in something like that.
Yeah.
And also just the kind of colouring on it, it looks quite beautiful. I know we we've only seen limited imagery of it so far, but you know, it's a great looking dinosaur, although.
Definitely, and some of the stuff that we've seen in the species field guide has also been very.
Yeah.
It's a dinosaur that sort of pops, even though it's smaller than a lot of the other stuff that
Exactly,
we've seen.
yeah.
Like it stands out quite a lot with the coloration and the
Yeah.
patterns that we've shown. So what do you think that, what should players be most excited about when it comes to our amazing dinosaurs?
In general,
Yeah.
across all of them. Well, so I can't say
New
anything, but I think there's
animations.
a lot of behavioural stuff that.
Yes.
So obviously, when I joined the company, one of the first things I did was play a lot of Nero. Sorry, I've used the intern name. Play a load of JWE.
Cut his microphone. Let's just.
Oh, I've already lost my microphone. I expected to say worse stuff than that first. Play a load of Jurassic World
Nero.
Evolution, as
Is
you
that the
expect.
internal name for evolution?
And then you kind
That's
of
interesting.
you forget as you're working on this game the sheer amount of additional behavioral stuff you've got going on there. All the kind of like amazingly improved animations and stuff like that. I think one of the things that we focused on quite heavily in this game that I think a lot of players are going to love is that you'll be playing the game for quite some time, and then something will happen, and a unique opportunity for a behavior that you haven't seen yet will occur, and you'll say, "Wow, I didn't expect that to happen."
Okay.
In situations where in a typical
Interesting.
game, you'd expect something would happen, nothing would happen. You'd be like, "Fine, it's quite a niche scenario," but there's a lot of behaviors like that which I think are quite exciting, and that kind of constant discovery of new things. I think players are going to love that quite a bit.
I know that there's a lot of players who will just place some dinosaurs into an enclosure and just click on the first one they see, and then just have the camera zoom in on that, and then it'll just sit there for 5-10 minutes just to see what happens. Like I was one of those players as well when I first started out, because you see them walk out of their of the Hammer Creation Lab, and it's just like, wow, this looks like a real thing. And now that I'm seeing footage from the second game, it's like, oh, it's even more of a real thing.
Yeah.
Leak us footage. Show us footage.
Been amazing to see
you
so
want
far.
to.
And I know that our players when we
Yes,
reviewed
new
the
animations,
field guides and all
100%.
that
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
like there's been a lot of
definitely,
fun
man.
surprises for them that I think we're going to talk a bit more about later in the
I
stream. as
think
well.
still trying to be vague because I'm not sure how much of this has been talked about, but even from the earliest point, right? You create a dinosaur, you release it, and I think even from that earliest moment, people are going to notice a massive jump in quality compared to
Good.
JWE1.
Good. I like
So
it.
they didn't expect, even in areas that they would have not expected extra quality to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be quite interesting especially for fans of the first game.
Definitely. I'm personally looking
I'm
forward
glad.
to seeing more of these amazing new behaviors that I haven't seen yet either, that you are, sort of have boiling around in your head right now. But yeah, so today, along with Orchin, we're going to be discussing the Brachiosaurus, we're going to be discussing the Coelophysis and the Stegosaurus species field guides. We're going to show you some lovely B-roll as well. Basically, we're going to show you some in-game footage that you may or may not have seen, depending on what you've seen on our YouTube channel already. And we're going to talk a bit about our latest feature focus, along with our lead designer. We're going to be also discussing a certain German gaming magazine that I know some of you out there have been very interested in the past month. Because, if you know, you know. And we're also going to talk a bit about a new part of park management. So I think...
it's new park management. It could be cleaners.
Jump right into the Brachiosaurus.
Sorry, my microphone is freaking out right now. I don't know what's going on with it. Sorry.
Amazing. It's lovely when it works. So, species field guide for Brachiosaurus. This was shared at the end of June, but we're going to be bringing it into the July monthly highlights just because we can. Certainly one of my favorite dinosaurs. I'm a huge fan of
It's a bit boring.
herbivores, especially the big ones. Because like the Brachiosaurus itself, like back in the day, was so big that it didn't really have any natural predators.
Yeah, you've got these beautiful lumbering giants, like especially when you see them among the forests and such. It's you kind of expect this sort of an aggression from a carnivore or something like that. But when you have something that's just so naturally massive, but then it turns out to be a herbivore.
Yeah.
It's just quite a beautiful sight. They're also quite cute.
Yeah, they can be. Yeah.
Zoom in on their little faces.
Fans demand cleaners.
They're quite adorable things. Assuming you're not a person standing next to one about to be crushed.
I want cleaners.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Because
Make it happen.
You
God
see,
damn it.
you see like screenshots of from the first game of players having built built a tour through like
don't
the
care about the
Brachiosaurus enclosure,
Brachiosaurus.
for
Give me a
example.
damn cleaner.
And then, you know, the Brachiosaurus steps down and suddenly the tour has to stop because, well, unfortunately the Brachio is standing here and it's eating. So we need to wait until we can move on. But yeah, definitely, I think it's incredible. And if you've, I think it was in the Amargasaurus species field guide, there's a Brachiosaurus in the background actually eating from the trees, which I personally didn't notice at first either, but a lot of our players picked up and was like, wait, is that what I think it is? And of course that leads into the whole paleobotany system that we've talked about previously as well. And I think some of those smaller behaviors.
I really like that
people
screenshot.
can pick out.
That is a really good screenshot. I'm not
going
gonna
to
lie.
pixels showing something that people didn't know, they'll figure it out. Players are wonderful when it comes to disseminating information from any sort of footage thrown out, which is obviously wonderful fun for the marketing department deciding when things go out, because you need eagle eyes to make sure that exactly what you want to be seen is being seen. But it just kind of shows the pattern.
Okay, I think I've finally fixed the audio.
You put in this sort of footage. You have this ever so slight scene for like a half of a second, and you know, people are going to notice. I watched some of the footage from some of the guys making YouTube videos, and some of the kind of breakdowns of the footage we put out is really positively heartening. Seeing people kind of so interested they'll spend the time to do that. So yeah, it's great.
For
Wonderful.
sure, for sure. And let's see, there was a comment in chat from Unicast Gaming saying, my favorite is the Ankylosaurus, but Brachios are like seeing the modern day whale you just can't grasp the size of.
Yeah.
And it truly is, like, here's a creature literally as tall as a tree.
Yeah.
And somehow that thing died out. And I think that's also what's sort of blowing my mind whenever I think about dinosaurs, the fact that they were the dominant species for a while and then suddenly just poof, they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, you know, their size was their downfall, though, I believe, in a number of the theories of how it all happened.
Yes, because I even read one that said like they had to consume so many calories that they couldn't really move much. They mostly just stood there, they ate, and then they maybe moved a few meters sort of down the path, ate some more, moved a few meters, ate some more.
Constant consumption, especially as a herbivore, right? It's very difficult.
I wonder if they're going to do that in the game. I doubt it. I
so
expect they're moving around
but on the
like
upside,
crazy.
you know, you're at home, you're thinking, oh, maybe I'll have an extension built onto my house. But you never know when there's going to be a massive dinosaur trampling on it. So you know, I think we'd be a much more nomadic people if dinosaurs were still around.
I definitely think so. I think so.
I'm not gonna spend thousands of pounds on a great gaming rig for a dinosaur to walk in and eat it. You know.
Anything new that people may not have seen from the Brachiosaurus? Just
Really like how you have this set up perfectly. You're in the top corner and they're in the bottom corner.
Probably
Pro
not.
streamer.
Less
All right,
so.
dude. Let's calm down.
Again,
okay.
I think that there's been a huge
I'm
amount
not a pro streamer.
of work on the Brachio and just kind of.
I've only just fixed the audio,
and
and I still don't think it's right. So let's calm down, okay? But thanks.
Cool stuff going on in there that I have in my head right now, which is probably one of the worst things I could say in terms of a tease.
All right.
But I know that we'll show
that.
this off eventually, and I know that players are going to love it. But yeah, a lot of attention was paid to the fact that it is a massive creature, and because it's massive, there's certain expectations of how it would react in. I'm trying to be so vague. I'm trying to be so vague, man. It's so difficult not just talking about some of the cool stuff.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's interesting. I wonder if the Brachiosaurus is just going to break out
and he'll probably
differently.
As well.
I can see in chat as well that there's a lot of people. There's a lot of love for the Brachiosaurus. Beef Taco says my favorite is also the Brachiosaurus. You released the species field guide on my birthday. Thank you. Well,
nice.
Happy belated birthday to Beef Taco.
May you be a great and powerful, long-living beef taco.
Exactly. Kesh Game says, I love the Brachio so much, my favorite herbivore. And it's, yes, a lot of love for the herbivores in the chat. So we're going to go from the top of the trees a little closer to the ground. And I think we can talk a bit about the Coeliophysis. Yeah. Here we go. I love it. I love these production values. It's amazing. Sorry, I can't help but call it out. I just think it looks great.
I love these little guys.
I really like this species
that
profile.
patterning down the side of the body is beautiful.
Yes.
It's so sharp as well.
I think we're showing off it's like 4 different colors or something here, showing off some new behaviors. That jump attack, the first time I saw it, I felt like a little squeal build up inside me because I knew,
yeah, I can't. It is right. I can't wait to see the Coelophysis in game and how it reacts with
some pretty strong
everything
hunting
in game,
among others.
Definitely.
It's just such a sharp-looking dinosaur. I mean, it shows off just how high fidelity our dinosaurs are now compared to JWE1.
And they still looked good in the first game. We've just sort of
They've always looked great,
we've
right?
cranked it up even further.
Yeah, but we're really able to kind of, especially on the tools that we already had, we can now kind of develop on top of those and get greater fidelity out of it, and you can get some really, really beautiful stuff.
Definitely.
For sure. Let's see. Danny Ha says the black Coelophysis is awesome. Depth217 says Coelophysis can't wait to do some amazing dinosaur shots. And yeah, I think it looks really cool. I think the little social animation you see with them. I'm assuming it's a social animation. I haven't checked fully.
Yeah, indeed, where they're kind of nipping about each other. Yeah, indeed.
And it's I looked up some tiny facts about the Coelophysis. It's the first new dinosaur that we announced for Jurassic World Evolution 2. In my understanding, it's not entirely new for the franchise as a whole. It might have been in some things, but we're very happy to have it in this game. Triassic dinosaur.
Yeah,
Triassic,
actually, it wasn't in
representation, as it were.
It wasn't in number one, was
it's
it?
a
It was
cousin to a lot of
Pumpy's in number
other predators that would come down the line.
keep forgetting
like
that.
the Dilophosaurus, for example.
Yes.
I think it's fun to see because you can see some of the same traits in this that you can see in like other dinosaurs. That
Yeah, well, you end
up
up with different members of similar families, right? And they've got different ways of surviving, different ways of hunting, different ways of avoiding being hunted. So you get quite interesting differences between them. A major part of the entire asset creation process is that we have some people who are very deeply in love with dinosaurs that spend a lot of time doing research into paleontological papers and studies. We look at bones. We look at, one of the first steps we take in the concepting phase of any dinosaur is we find photographs of the skull.
Yeah.
Or the closest thing that we can get in terms of research and accepted science on them.
That's interesting.
Because what you don't want to do, the head and the head shape obviously is a founding base for the dinosaur. Head shape obviously is possible. Yeah, and then they kind of build from there. But it's essential to understand how these creatures worked, or at least how modern science believes they work.
I really like the
So what you
trees
don't
in the
wanna do
background
is,
of that screenshot.
Create your own fantasy and kind of deliver.
Not
on
this
that.
one.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be.
Come on, go over to the other one.
To what they will look like within the
These
Jurassic
trees.
World.
Yeah,
Great
I
really
Greater
like these new
universe.
trees.
So there's a lot of. I'm assuming there's a lot of back and forth with Universal as well to
Yeah, of course.
to make sure that they look okay.
Yeah, no, Universal have been great to work with. They've provided us with a lot of information and a lot of kind of data to work off of their own creations as well, and that's made the entire process a lot easier.
And so like I noted before, you see some of these new behaviors as well here. You see the socialization stuff, you see the jump attack, you see a bit of running onto the goat. A lot of people picked up on the jump attack onto the goat as well, which I think it looks so brutal.
I wonder if they're
But
going to
it's
hunt
also,
in a
you know,
group as
yeah,
well.
they're dinosaurs.
I wonder if
eat
they have
meat,
group
they hunt,
herding.
all that stuff. So it's
We in terms of the goat hunts, we had there was one in particular. I think it may have been this handsome one here. The T-Rex hunting a goat, I think, caused a lot of people internally to kind of stop for a bit and say, "Is this too brutal? Like,
Right, yeah.
is this?" What we realised is that the animation team had done such a great job that it was actually invoking an emotional response from people seeing it. But it is what it is. It's a massive carnivore on two legs. It's not really, it's not animated in a way that's fantastical, but it is a large carnivore hunting a creature it sees as prey. And the fact that it's invoked emotion from our own developers is a great sign.
Yeah.
I think people are going to see that on
Trees do look
an
really
awful
nice.
lot of our animations. There's a lot of
Detail
really good
especially.
quality
The
custom
jump
work
attack
done
was
by the
pretty cool.
animation
Yeah.
team, and a lot of believable, strong animation work.
Speaking of some good, believable, strong animation work, let's take a look at the Stegosaurus. Because here's one thing that I know a lot of people really loved when we first showed it off.
I think I know what
I
it
mean,
might be.
the Stegosaurus, one, looks
So
amazing.
pretty. I
Just
really like
these
these two right here. The
ones here.
colours on
That
them.
roll animation is just so cute and
Yeah, I love
lovely,
it.
and it's
Yeah.
it
I love
just
it, Jens. Jens.
it's so
Jens,
unexpected
whatever his
for a
name is.
creature of that size, I think, to roll around like that, and then you sort of think about it for a bit. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. Of course, like, what sort of behavior is this? Is it just like a casual idle thing? Does it have a scratch on its back it needs to take care of? Or?
It's adorable. It's almost puppy-esque. It's perfectly believable. It's not like it's something someone randomly decided to do, but it makes a lot of sense, right? I remember, I think that particular bit of footage I was talking to the people who were recording it, and I said to them, look, have you seen this action that the Stego does?
Yeah.
Let me show it to you quickly. Shared my screen, showed them. They're like, okay, we need to get that into our footage. We need to get people seeing that ahead of time. Yeah, to call it an idle would probably be not entirely accurate, but it's one of the behaviors that a dinosaur does, essentially while idling. You know, it can go for a number
Okay,
of
so it's
things,
an idle
and,
behavior.
Yeah, it's a kind of essentially it's cleaning itself, right?
Right.
It's trying to look after itself. And various dinosaurs can do various things that are relatively similar. Not similar in the sense that they'll jump on their back and start rubbing their back against the floor, but in ways that make sense for that particular species.
Depth 217 said that the skins looked amazing. They absolutely do. I especially like the light and the dark coloration that you the first shot there.
Yeah, the art team have excelled in terms of the creation of these dinosaurs. Obviously, as I'm sure you all know, it's always a combination of artistry and also technical art. The guys on the technical art side have created tools that are just phenomenal at creating really detailed but also kind of efficient and effective in terms of the technology using them, tools for our art team to use. And that's created a situation where our more artistic members can really go into detail, kind of look at every scale on the surface of a dinosaur, figure out exactly why are they there. Yeah. Is this skin soft? Is this skin hard? Would it have large scales here, small scales? How would the scales transition from one part of the body to another? How do the spines integrate onto the back of a stego, right? They don't just appear on the top of the skin, there's stuff going on underneath. So you have to make sure that's believable. And then on top of that, the coloration, kind of going into that in detail, understanding what creatures exist in the real world that would have.
I swear this guy on the right, and it's just like, is this guy still talking? It just seems like he's just so uninterested in what
really
he's
impressive
saying.
job.
Absolutely. Happy Cappy in Twitch chat says the rolling animation is the most adorable thing ever.
It is.
It absolutely is. I looked at it and I just thought, oh, people are gonna get a kick out of that. They're
Again,
gonna love it.
It's that emotional response which you want from good quality animation.
Mm.
Because all that really does is it makes me a bit sad, because what I actually want is a stego to fall on its side in real life, so I can kind of just rub its side.
Yeah, give it a bit of a belly rub. Yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, or at least in my lifetime, I'm unlikely to meet a real stego, which is a bit saddening.
Yeah.
But never mind. Science of the future, you know, for the sole purpose of rubbing a stego's belly.
Maybe, yeah, definitely. But then again, this would be the franchise to tell us why this might be a bad idea.
No. That's all fancy. I'm sure there's nothing, and I'll give you my personal guarantee.
It'll be fine if we bring the dinosaurs back.
Nothing can go wrong.
Yeah, okay.
By bringing dinosaurs back.
All right. Let's now go
I don't know
over
if I can bear this guy.
To some more in-game shots. If you've seen our dev diary, which was released earlier this month, you may have seen some of this already. But I feel like it's important to show some of it and talk a bit more about it. So let's jump over to that. So we see a lovely park shot, of course.
Yeah, the environment team have done a phenomenal job.
It looks really great, and of course we go straight into the dinosaurs.
I appreciate I'm here to talk about dinosaurs.
It really doesn't look interested,
and our flying.
Like, he's obviously got a schedule of all of this info that he's got to get through.
I want to just repeatedly call
and it just kind of feels like this guy's just rambling.
Yeah, no, it's all great. You've got the raptors there heading over.
Doing a bit of pack hunting.
No, I mean they're going over to be polite. There's no.
Give him a bit of a cuddle.
Yeah, no ill intent there. They're going to go hang out, look, a couple of silly fighters. It's a very peaceful game. It would be terrible. You know, we would never want. Well, see, they're socializing.
Yeah,
it's just a bit of joking around.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Of course,
Yeah.
They're friends.
Yeah,
you know that's what friends do. They sometimes mess about with each other.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, like I'm being cautious, but I think the fighting stuff is gonna.
Yeah.
I think people are gonna be quite impressed by that.
I hope so.
A lot of really, really good stuff in there to really set it aside from JWE. So.
That's absolutely what I'm hoping as well, and I really like the tiny bit that we've given you through these through the dev diaries, for example, and through these species field guides. So it's a sort of a tiny morsel of the bigger meal that's about to come when we launch the game later this year. But it's been really great seeing the skins and seeing some of the new behaviors and just like that tiny growl or whatever.
Really is just rambling on.
It
kind of feels
from
like that, right?
The velociraptor that appears.
Right, yeah. Because you have that one with the Yamaga as well, where it kind of pulls back and then gives out this little this yelp. I say little because the Amargasaurus is a much smaller creature than you expect.
Yeah, but it's still big.
Yeah, I remember initially seeing the concept for it. I was like, that's a really cool dinosaur. And then the guys obviously made it, and then we saw it in game, and I was like, that's not the scale I expected, but it makes sense, right?
Yes.
A massive creature, evolutionarily speaking, probably wouldn't need spines like that down the back of its neck. So yeah, it's great.
And I hope everyone out there is enjoying seeing some of these images. If you haven't checked out our dev diary just yet, you absolutely
I have a video breaking
should.
it down on the channel.
And,
Go watch it.
I think at this point, if I'm looking at my notes correctly, I'm looking
Steam.
at the time correctly, which I'm trying to. I think we're gonna switch you, Orchin, out with someone else that you may have seen from the dev diary. If you've seen the dev diary. And,
an upgrade, I assure you.
and as we do that, we're also gonna debut the small something new that we may have alluded to earlier on our Twitter and Facebook and Instagram pages. So we will be right back right after this.
Okay, new stuff. Here we go. New stuff. What is it? Cleaners. Oh my god. I was just about to lose it. Is it a species profile? Scientist management.
Good
Damn
park
it.
managers know that creating and caring for prehistoric animals takes not only financial backing,
That was a new dinosaur
but
though.
the greatest scientific minds available. Scientists are a new addition to your park teams. They each have specific skills that influence the outcome of tasks such as fossil extraction, incubation, and dinosaur welfare. Keeping your scientists well trained and monitoring their stress levels will ensure tasks are completed quickly
The hell is
and
this?
allow for the smooth running of your park. An unhappy scientist could lead to dire consequences.
Okay. Is that the something new? Really?
And we're back. Wasn't
Ah.
that great? That was your quick introduction to Scientists, a new game mechanic that we're bringing in for Jurassic World Evolution 2. And I'm joined on the couch by Jim Stimson, lead designer on Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Indeed,
Did
yeah.
I
We
get the
already
title right
saw
now?
scientists.
Yeah, I am
That's
great
not
designer
new.
indeed.
Because I got the title for Rich wrong the last time, so I needed to get it right this time.
Ooh, yeah, he won't take that well.
No, he didn't. He.
doesn't
So
surprise me.
yeah, Jim, why don't you introduce yourself?
So yeah, I'm lead designer on this fantastic game. To a team of absolutely wonderful designers who make my life much easier and make me
Manage
look good,
stress levels.
importantly.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've
also,
been at Frontier for 12 years.
also, I
I'll
don't
be
understand how a
13 years by the time the
scientist
game comes out.
can
So,
lead to a
yeah,
T-Rex breaking
It's always
out.
exciting to kind of get to this point in
You
the
know?
project where we're kind of in that exciting run up
Yeah.
to kind of releasing.
Now we
the,
can
the
finally
title.
show people all the amazing
Exactly.
things we worked on.
When you're working
I mean,
on
I
it for
guess-
so long and you're a little bit nervous, like what are people
Guess
gonna
they could
think
make the
about this, and
dinosaur
then-
be stressed or
I mean, the
something,
reaction's
and then
just been
cause it to break
fantastic.
out.
Yeah.
I guess.
Do you keep up with it a lot? I mean, that's usually my job.
We're gonna have to
and
rewatch
my
that.
team's job.
So yeah, I mean, of course, of course, we can't help ourselves. We look and we kind of keep an eye on the sentiment and stuff, but everyone's so excited. It's been a real lift for me personally and for the team. You know, it really helps us get to the finishing line and put in that extra effort.
I bet.
and love.
Yes, Scientists. It is a new mechanic in Jurassic World Evolution
That we already knew
2.
about.
I'm
I'm
going to
sorry,
talk a
I'm
bit about it,
salty.
but I want to get to know you a little bit first.
Sure.
Were you much of a dinosaur kid growing up now that you're working on a dinosaur game?
Yeah, I really was. I loved dinosaurs when I was little. I still remember going to like I think it was the Natural History Museum and kind of seeing all the skeletons there, and especially when you're so little, they're just gigantic compared to you, and you're just like in awe of these things.
I mean, they're still gigantic compared to you when you're an adult as well.
I was really
Some-
hoping
Yeah, all right,
that
I'm
that
sure.
video was
Okay,
going to
that's
say
fine.
cleaners or something.
But yeah, it's. I now get to see it through like different eyes because I've got a 7-year-old little boy, and he's just crazy about dinosaurs. So working on this game has been fantastic for him, and
Right,
kind of
yeah,
working
yeah,
from
yeah.
home, and he'll come in and sneak and have a look over my shoulder at
Yeah.
what I'm working on and stuff. which is great. And then my little girl, she's now getting into dinosaurs as well, and she's a lot of it is because I'm working on this game. And bless her, she went out the other day for a trip with her auntie, and she bought a little red triceratops. Red Triceratops toy.
It doesn't roll off the tongue that well.
It doesn't.
Fine.
And she's called it Red Roy.
Oh, that's lovely.
Bless her. So yeah, so it's a big thing in my house.
So you're raising like a dinosaur household at this
point.
point.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. My wife hasn't got a clue what we're talking about most of the time.
Well, it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite part of the game so far?
So I don't have one favorite thing. I've got lots.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably important for me as the lead designer to have lots of favorite things.
Yeah.
What we've done with the dinosaurs is fantastic, and the team working on those, all the way from kind of concept art into behaviors, like the way they act is well, I mean, we've already seen some of it. It's absolutely fantastic. The new territory system that we've got in there is brilliant. The paleobotany side of things, there's so much going on now. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I'm looking for and the scientists as well. I'm a big fan of those. Luckily.
We've also got a lot of dino kids in chat. Aluka says, I was a dino kid 20 years ago. I'm a dino kid now. Isaac Kraken says, dinosaurs are the best. All my emotes are dinos. So there's, of course, that's like I said before, that's why we're all here. And yeah, I keep seeing YouTube chat over there saying that marine reptiles are cancelled. They are not. There will be marine reptiles in Jurassic World Evolution 2. We've talked about it quite a bit. And we also have that thing in the species field guides. Just saying. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the scientists.
Oh, talk about that. Nobody cares about scientists.
They're a part of the deeper park management systems that we're introducing in Jurassic World Evolution 2. What do they do for you as you're running a park?
Cause chaos.
Well, they do lots of things for you. Now I've got to try and remember these. There's 6 things. There is research, expeditions, fossil extraction, synthesizing, incubation, and healing.
All right.
So they do a lot of things for you in the park. They're really important part of the game and how you manage your parks.
So everything that has to do with just keeping things running at a sort of decent pace, I guess.
In progress, they are an incredibly key part of the game. Yeah, definitely.
I don't like that.
And there's a lot of balance to be had.
That means that we're going to have to rely on these scientists.
Which ones you hire, and how you train them, and we'll touch on the traits in a second as well. There's lots of balance there to make sure that you've got a well-rounded group of scientists working for you in order to be able to do the tasks you want to do when you want to do them.
Right. Definitely. So how do you go about hiring scientists?
Okay, that's fine, but I wish that there would be another member of staff.
Sheet, but I'm
so it wasn't all on the scientists.
So you're able to go, we've got a scientist management page. You can go in there, you'll be able to see the scientists that you have. You'll see kind of empty slots where you can click on, and then that will take you into a page where you can kind of scroll through different scientists available to you, have a look at what their skills are, have a look at what their traits are, have a look at how much they cost, and try and make an informed decision on what's best for your park at that moment in time.
Right, and can you have as many as you want of them? Is there like a set number that you can hire at a given time, or?
So there is an upper limit, but kind of what you are limited by is the staff centre.
Right.
So if you want to have more scientists, you need to build more staff centres, and you can put upgrades on those as well. And kind of the biggest factor though is money, because they're not cheap.
No,
they
of course
are.
not.
They are very. You know, they've studied for a long time.
Yeah.
They're experts in their field. Yeah. You've got to pay them the big bucks.
I just imagine if we have any academics in chat, just like sort of shaking their heads at us, saying that scientists are expensive. But, so I mean, when you're working with bringing dinosaurs back to life using DNA gathered from their fossils, I'm sure that's a very specialized study. It's a very specialized person you would have to be. So you can probably name your price if you want to be hired somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Right? Yeah, definitely.
As you said, they need to be they might need to be trained as well, because like you would want to hire someone and then maybe keep them for a bit and maybe improve their skills.
Yeah. So we've got 3 different skill types for a scientist, which are logistics, genetics, and welfare. And they can have a different number of skill points in each of those.
Yeah.
And what you're able to do is you're able to do research, which unlocks extra points that you can then give them. And what you can do is you can have a look at, maybe making them a specialist in one of those 3 skill areas, or you can make them kind of more of a generalist. And it's important to have that balance there in order to be able to, not slow yourself down at any one point in the game.
Right. Tipper a Fish in Twitch chat says, if I just give my scientists fun for Uber Eats, they'll stay happy. I wish it was that easy, unfortunately.
If only. If only.
They need a bit of rest, I assume, because they get a bit of stress when you
so
when you place them into tasks.
Each task they get one bit of stress.
Right.
Like anyone, the more work you do, the more
That's
stress.
going to be really annoying.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry.
can relate to that, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And the scientists have their limits.
Having to manage
and
that.
once they get to that point, you need to rest them. And you can do that through the staff center and the scientist management page. And if you choose not to, because there are times when there's a good reason to not rest them, they can become burnt out.
Right.
And if you carry on using your scientists while they're burnt out, then I won't go into too much detail, but bad things can happen.
You may have, like the story of Dennis Nedry may have
exactly
may have been carried down the line of Jurassic World scientists, I assume.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, it's a key part of the Jurassic experience. So,
Genocythe in chat asks if the pool of base science stat is that RNG when you acquire them?
Or
yeah. Random number generation.
So they you have a pool to pick from, and then I can't remember the exact time, but they'll regenerate a new set of scientists for you to pick from. So if the one that you want, kind of either in terms of skills or in traits, then it depends how patient you are as a player, really.
Sure, yeah.
As like you can wait for a bit and wait for it to regenerate and find the one that you want, or if you're impatient like me, you just pick whoever and just go, right, you'll do.
So these specializations, how do they help when you play? What do they affect?
So the trait system is really important to having a balanced set of scientists. These are kind of like their.
If you want to see the scientist trailer, I've just uploaded it.
So you can have ones like faster extractions. So if you send them on an extraction task, it means that it will take less time for them to come back.
Yeah.
Or cheaper incubation. So when you're incubating your dinosaurs, it costs you less money. So having kind of a balance of all of these different traits means that if you use the right ones for the right jobs, you can speed it up or make it cheaper for yourself.
Right.
The other thing that you can do is you can
I don't like the
overassign
idea of having
scientists
to manage
tasks.
scientists. Stress
And if
levels,
you
to be honest,
overassign
hopefully it
and
won't
have
be as bad as it
more
sounds.
skill points than you need for that task,
I just felt like
then
something
again, that
that's
can reduce the
going to
amount of time
be.
things take.
Right.
So there's lots of options there as a player to kind of choose
depends
how quickly
how,
you're going to progress through the game.
How it works in the game.
But obviously, if you're going to give them more tasks, they need to rest more often.
Of course. Is it then possible, because there's these different skills and different expertises that you have? Is it possible, for example, to have sort of one scientist who's really good at something make up for a larger group who are not as good at that thing, for example?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying not to say specific numbers because I know the numbers are a bit up in the air.
That's fine. Definitely. Yeah, it's helpful when you're playing to have someone who is really good in logistics or genetics or welfare.
So specialize your
especially as you kind of get in towards the
That's
later
what I'm
game.
hearing with this.
Because then, tasks, you need more skills for those tasks in the later game. So therefore, the best thing for you to do is to make sure that you have got these people who are really good in these individual areas.
Yes, definitely. I was looking at my notes while you were speaking, so I lost the thread there.
Sorry.
Genocythe says, I like the system. It gives a lot more personal touch to the management aspect, kind of like Heroes in a strategy game. And yeah, I agree. Someone in YouTube chat also pointed out that they have individual bios.
They do,
You can see as you're sort of picking them out. And if you take a look at the park management guide that we showed you during the stream, which should be now on our YouTube channel. You can also read some of these bios.
Or
and
it's
I'm
on mine.
assuming that we have. I mean, I know we have a copywriter, and I know we have writers working for us. I'm assuming they've been typing away, putting these together.
And we also created a new system that our very talented designer James put together for us to create lots of different unique bios, working with our localization team as well to make sure it all kind of fits together nicely. And yeah, we're pretty pleased with that.
That's cool. I like it.
It's a nice little touch.
I can't wait to read some of the bios when I actually get to play the final version of the game to see what's everything in there.
Yeah, just release
are there
it now.
Other staff
You
types
know you
that
want
you need to hire, or are they all just sort of everyone's a scientist working in
so yeah, everyone's a scientist,
right?
And kind of the other workers in the park, you don't need to worry about them. You just need to worry about the scientists and managing them.
Other workers in the park. That's
they're helpful
interesting.
enough as it is. So anything extra, I think, would be pretty stressful.
No,
does this
it's
also
not
mean
stressful.
that,
It's in depth.
because I know this
God's
came
sake.
up after the dev diary came out, at least on our forums. Shout out to the forums, by the way. If the divisions were no more, because that was a huge part of Jurassic World Evolution 1, having to do contracts for the different the Hammond Foundation divisions. Like, is Dr. Dua, Isaac, and George, are they just gone now? Are they coming back in some fashion?
So they are coming back, yes.
Right.
Oh,
but
they're coming
The
back.
characters or the divisions?
The characters are coming
Right.
back, but I'm not going to say in what capacity the characters come back.
All right.
We can find
Okay.
that one out
Well,
later.
at least we know now
interesting.
that Dua
So
and,
you heard
and
it
Co
here.
are coming back.
Not only is, I mean,
Which
you heard
probably
it here
means
last
They're
time.
freaking
safe.
Cabot.
It's okay.
Not
is
only
coming
you heard it
back.
here last time. Not only is Cabot Finch coming back, but
Ah.
Dr. Dua, Isaac, and George all safe and
Damn it.
making it.
Freaking Cabot, dude.
Cabot's back at his best as well.
Yes,
No.
I've heard some of the voice
So
lines. And
good.
their choice. They're really, really good.
Ah!
All right. I
Don't want
think,
Cabot. Get the hell out of here with
let's see
that.
if there's any scientist questions in chat. Happy Chappy says, I want to hire the scientist with the most tragic backstory
Other
and give them a
workers,
good and
cleaners.
stress-free job at my park. I mean, you can
He's
do
probably
that.
just
it might
talking
cost
about
you a
the
bit
ranger
to
teams
put them into
and
arrests,
ACU.
all the time, but
Yeah.
definitely.
I imagine.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be that stress-free working at a park with dinosaurs that could
Yeah, we've
break
seen
out.
the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
We've seen the movies. Do scientists cure diseases? You touched on this a little bit. They do work with the med center.
Yeah. So we've got a paleomedical facility, and your dinosaurs can get injured, and when that happens, you need to transport them to the paleomedical facility, and then scientists will go in and fix them up for you.
Soggy Bagman asks, does training scientists increase their salary? I assume it does.
Yes, yeah. So the more skilled they are, the more money they cost, and so again, it's one of those important things in any management game is trying not to expand too quickly and make them too expensive. But again, it's a balance between you could have a few very skilled scientists, or you could have many kind of lower skilled scientists, and it's that balance that you have to strike as a player to make sure
I wonder which way is
keep
better.
making your money.
Having less but more qualified, or having more that aren't?
Questions that we can try to answer. Well, Zero Do 10, I think it's how you pronounce that. What can stressed out scientists do to your park? We sort of alluded to it earlier, and if you watch the video, like it can lead to some dire consequences.
Yeah, just watch Jurassic Park. I think that's probably the
Sucky bag, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you have
I
to
can't
be very
believe you
careful.
said that
you
on
know,
stream. That's pretty funny.
Things like sabotage were so important to
There's also a white dot behind
Jurassic World
What's
Evolution, and that is a very important
It's a
part
fluff.
of kind of the Jurassic
It was bugging me.
universe.
experience, I guess.
And this time it's a little bit more in your direct control over what goes on. But I really like it as a real nice risk reward sometimes when you're just impatient and you're like, well, just one more task.
Yeah, just to
one
see how
more
it goes.
and see what happens. And
All right,
Interesting.
I think it's time to move on to. Oh God, we're running out of time, almost. But yeah, so that's your introduction to scientists. You can check out the video again on our YouTube channel,
Or on mine.
youtube.com/Jurassic World Evolution. We're also on our forums going to be putting up a write-up about the scientist system and some of the things that you need to know. But now we're going to be moving on.
Interesting. Okay, that'd be good to read.
German gaming magazine that have been picking up some steam recently. Fans of German gaming literature may have noticed a recent article going around, thanks to some clever content creators, with some exclusive images. So we thought it would be a good idea to take a few minutes and take a look at them. So let's jump over to these screenshots.
What's this gonna be?
Here we go.
Oh.
So, of course, lovely screenshot straight from the game. Of course, this is a screenshot from the gyrospheres, which make their return. I think you've seen them for like a second or two in the dev diary.
Ooh.
Here we have the hatchery UI. Tim, can you pause this, please, for a second?
Yeah.
So, yes, you've got the hatchery UI. You've got
one
2
dinosaur.
Dinosaurs ready to
Comfort
go.
needs.
Yep.
And eagle-eyed viewers may see that there are 2 buttons. There's release dinosaur,
Release
which I
via
think just
airlift.
left them all out.
Okay,
Yep,
good.
yeah, so it's a really cool new feature that we've added in. So you can do multi-release, and you can see your dinosaurs kind of all running out together. And yeah, I mean it looks absolutely fantastic when you see what the animators have done with that stuff.
There's also a button
Brilliant.
here called release via airlift, which
Yeah.
we've mentioned briefly in a feature focus previously, but it does exactly what it says on the tin, I'm assuming.
Yes,
Dude, what is this?
does.
This
It's
is like new
fantastic
information.
thing where you can get
What did
your
they lead
dinosaurs
with
ready
this?
and go, well, I don't want to release them into this enclosure.
Yeah.
Not
I wanna
freaking
put them,
scientists.
other side of the park.
Yeah.
And you can do release via airlift, and you go over and you click down, and all of them get delivered.
Just placed there.
Yep.
Amazing.
Oh,
That
that's
goes
so
for-
good. I love
that goes
that.
for the entire group.
That'll make challenge
as
mode
well, I'm
easier.
assuming, if you're releasing a group of.
Yeah.
dinosaurs.
So if you're releasing a group, you have to do all of them
Right.
at once. You don't have to put them all in the same enclosure,
No,
but
of
you
course.
know
Yeah.
you have to do the number of clicks you need to do.
Let's continue further and take a look at some of these other screenshots. Yeah, I'm excited about some of this stuff. Now, keep in mind, some of these UI
Ooh.
elements might be
Stamina.
still from a game
Security
that's still in
rating. That's
development. So
new.
some things might change, but we wanted to give you a brief look at what things may look like.
Wow.
Can we pause it there, Tim, as well? So, got the Gallimimus
Gall-
and
Environmental needs.
I really like just overall. the
Edit
look of the
environment
screenshot,
is
look of the
actually on the
dinosaur.
dinosaur. That's
You
cool.
can see the
Oh,
shadow
yes,
there.
it
can see
tells you the
reflection
population.
of the viewing tower in
Yep.
the water.
There's there's so much
Yeah.
that we've added into this game and layered on top of
I like it.
Mm.
I
what
like
we
it,
had last
chat.
time.
I
And
like
the
it.
dinosaurs as well.
Well, leave it
This
for the
is
last 10
something
minutes to
that's
show
so
us. Exactly.
They look
Fan-
amazing.
I hate
They
it.
absolutely do. It's a nice, bright skin.
To
as
be
well
honest,
for it.
right
You
now
can
there's
see,
nothing overly
in the UI, you can
exciting.
see like its overall comfort
Overexciting.
level. You can see
Like,
what
this
we may
is-
need to increase and
Yeah, this is
decrease.
good to
Yeah.
see.
The edit environment button is basically just to immediately jump into adding more paleo.
Yeah, I
botany
like
and
that.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
how
it's
we
on
can
the-
edit
it's a
the
shortcut.
environment from
So,
the
yeah,
actual
so you don't
dinosaur
have to jump in
thing.
and out of menus
You
in
can't
order
see
to
my
be able
cursor,
to
but-
get that comfort up.
Good quality of life.
It's a
thing,
real
I would
good
say.
quality of life thing. Yeah.
Let's
otherwise.
continue further, please. shall
Come
we?
on,
Thank
show
you
us
so much,
something
Tim.
new.
Tim behind the board's doing an amazing job of everything during the stream.
Come on, Tim.
This would be the
Staff
staff center.
center,
if
so
I'm
this
not
is the new
mistaken.
building.
I've got my glasses on. I'm such an old man now.
Do you need to borrow
yes.
mine?
Yeah, that is the staff centre. And yeah, you can.
Ooh.
Well,
Oh,
very
yes.
important
Pause
part
on
of
this one as
Uh,
well.
Okay, so
This one.
We-
the customization that we've.
so you
we've
can
added
just
in
have a
there,
bright
the-
pink
the
building
colour
if you
wheel,
wanted
the
to.
colour picker. So there's going to be like several different things that you can change on an amenity. Not
Dude,
just
I'm gonna have to
colour,
make a whole
you can
different
kind of
video
change-
just on
change
these
the look
screenshots.
of them as well,
Mm.
and kind
God
of really
damn
make them look
Make them pop.
individual. So
Yeah.
you know, as you look down at a few of them, you can tell them apart quite easily. And we got some really nice signage on them as well.
For sure, and I really like the fact that you can, you can choose the different colorations. You can sort of save them in the lower left corner there, I think.
So yeah, that
Um,
will save your recently used
yeah.
colours. Yep.
What's
And
the
also, you know, so
icon
you
on
can
the
put,
middle right?
Put colors
It looks
together
like a
that
clipboard.
you can contrast and
Yep.
complementary. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, and use
Get your
contrasting
colour
colors.
wheel
Nah,
out.
dude, I'm just gonna have
exactly.
Trying to
bright
get-
pink
Let's
buildings.
get the right RGB.
Guys, get ready
out
for
of
the
here.
building a bright
Let's
pink
go.
park in Jurassic World
And,
Evolution
continue
2
the
stream.
slideshow here.
Coming to a channel near you very, very soon.
And, let's see. what
Everything's
else we
bright
got. I don't
pink, the
remember
dinosaurs, the buildings, the
order I put
guests.
these in. So yeah, of
Ooh.
course we got another
Okay, nothing new.
Brachiosaurus and Triceratops here with also
Yeah.
some of
It's
their
interesting how the security rating
comfort levels
is
and
not
some of the
like
things
it
that they might
changes per
need
dinosaur.
in their
I like that.
territory and in their enclosure.
Obviously, it would.
And
I
it's
don't
very
know.
easy.
Yeah.
Just click on a dinosaur,
Moving
see
on.
at a glance everything you need to know, and then just jump in, edit the stuff that you need.
Yep.
That's
Well, yeah, that's what you want, isn't it? You want to be able to quickly look at these things, and so we've made sure that you can.
for sure. Big Wolf Gamer says, greatly prefer this UI. Looks sharp, clean,
Yeah.
concise.
I really
easy
like
flow
the
between
UI.
information and action. Just my opinion.
The UI team, like everyone's done.
You guys
pretty
can't
good.
see
we
it because
can't
my
just
big
start
fat
praising
face is
them
in the
I know.
way.
enough for the work
Well,
they
But there's
do.
actually like extra tabs.
Well, we should
there, look.
do, really.
So it looks like
because
there's
they have
a
been doing
there's a
fantastic
comfort
work. Everyone
tab, a
has, like,
disease
it's
tab, a rating
really
tab.
difficult to kind of imagine how much time
Abdul
and
has go.
talent goes into making a game
Jurassic Pink World,
as big
exactly.
as this. But yeah, like
Can't wait. It's gonna be
focus
great.
on the UI, like the guys have done an amazing job with the UI. There's been a lot of back and forth between UI design and the design team, and we've worked together really closely to make sure that we're getting all the correct information across. And you know, our UI design team are very smart chaps. So.
Ross in YouTube chat says, quality of life improvements on point. We love to hear that. Wyatt Miller says, the new UI also fits the
Definitely.
new game so much better. Like it screams Jurassic World Evolution 2. So it screams sequel and improvement. We love to hear that as well. Let's continue with the slideshow and see.
God,
what
there's
next
more.
is coming.
Oh, dude, there's so many screenshots.
Yeah, we're back to the Pseudoceratops as well. I think on the
Never
right
mind.
there, that's the Ranger post.
That's the Ranger post, yeah.
Which then the Rangers link up to be able to see
Yeah.
what all the dinosaurs
Yeah, so you
are
can
doing.
assign your Ranger team to a Ranger post, and that kind of gives them a point of contact.
But
to
do they
kind of
walk to the
Go
ranger
to say,
post?
you know,
I want to
I'm
know.
not sure how much I'm allowed to talk about a Ranger post. How
We've
much are
said
we-
that they link up to it just to see like dinosaur comfort and how the dinosaurs are doing.
Yeah. So
via the Ranger
it's
post.
it's all related to dinosaur comfort, and we'll leave it there.
And speaking of some of the transport stuff that we talked about as well, there was a once when these screenshots were published in Games Actuel, there were a lot of people wondering. There was a button on the, I think it was almost the very bottom of the UI there,
just above the demolish button.
Which if you're just above the demolish button, if you're wondering what that looked like, it's a helicopter with a tiny box underneath it.
Yes.
I think
It's a helicopter with some arrows on it.
Yes.
That is the new place for transport teams. So this is quality of life improvement. So whoever that was in
Nice.
the chat, this one's just for you. What we kind of looked at from a design point of view is to match the gameplay that we've added into this. It's much easier and faster as a player to be able to go onto that side menu to be able to move your dinosaurs around rather than having to go kind of through the response facility like we did in Jurassic World Evolution. So it speeds things up
Yeah, I like that definitely.
massively, and it's a brilliant
It's
quality
like
of life.
click a
feature.
button, click a dinosaur, transport it.
Off it
almost.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's streamlined.
Amazing stuff. Awesome. So there you have it. People who wondered, and I know there were a lot of you who wondered what that button was, and now you know. It's for transporting dinosaurs.
I mean, you could probably
All right,
just
the,
assume that was
final
the case.
thing I think we can talk a little bit about. If you've been keeping up with our feature focuses, we released a feature focus. Yeah, we've got enough time. We released a feature focus earlier this week about challenge mode and sandbox mode, which I personally love. Sandbox mode. Love just going in and
Challenge
making sure
mode
that
can
my dinosaurs
burn.
are always comfortable. They
Could
are
die in
never
a hole.
hungry. They never get sick. They never die.
Yeah.
And then I can just build a park that in however style and fashion I want. Are you a sandbox mode guy or a challenge mode guy?
I'm
or-
definitely a challenge mode
Yeah?
guy. Yeah, definitely. I like the difficulty in there. Yeah, and being able to. So we've got 4 difficulties.
Yeah.
Same as Jurassic World Evolution, easy, medium, hard, and Jurassic.
Yep.
You know, Jurassic being.
And I bet you've tied
really
achievements to
quite
it as well,
testing.
haven't you?
Yes,
and
I've seen the threads on the
difficult.
forums.
Yes, yeah. So you know, it was such a big success in the last game. It's like we have to bring
Yeah, a
it
big
back.
success of making me cry.
But we also need to improve on things, and so that's why we've introduced conditions this
Right.
time. What conditions are? They're kind of like these little stipulations in each level that that mean that we may restrict you in certain ways. You may only be allowed to do a few different things. And the reason why we've added that in is so when you go and play a level, you have to kind of think about things in a different way.
Right.
We've
there's
added
not
it
one
in
kind
so
of
we
set
can make
strategy
Luke
that you
cry.
can use to beat
Yes.
all of them. And then also kind of as you up the difficulty, there'll be more conditions
Right.
as well. So things do get harder in
So
many ways.
it's not just a matter of, what was it, pumping out compies and just sort of hoping for the best and see if they can generate enough income for you to get to 5 stars.
All the compies.
But yeah, so you're in challenge mode. You'll still be working towards reaching 5 stars, but then I think the idea is to make it more sort of bespoke per level and bespoke per difficulty.
Yes, yeah, definitely. We've still got part-times in there as well on top of that. It's just trying to keep it interesting, trying to make things feel different and varied, and hopefully the players enjoy it.
Yeah. And sandbox mode, of course, will be pretty familiar for people who played the first game. You pick a map, and then you've got your open-ended gameplay right there. And then from the menu, you can build your perfect park, essentially. And all the game's maps are playable in sandbox mode. That includes levels from Chaos Theory and from challenge mode.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot to play around with, I think. And I think
there's a lot of content.
And I think we've also said that maps will have more real estate to work with than in the previous game. So I think we're going to see some amazing screenshots and like flyover videos and everything.
Yeah, there is going to be some
fantastic
things. Yeah, definitely.
And also for sandbox mode, if you haven't read the article, we should also mention that things for sandbox mode need to be unlocked in the other modes by researching it. But then once it's researched, boom, you have it in sandbox mode.
Yeah.
And we'll start you off with like a small group of basic items in sandbox mode, but then everything else needs to be researched.
Yeah, we give you enough to get by.
Yeah, from the beginning. But it's but like I personally, that's what I enjoy. Like it's going to these other modes and everything feeds back into sandbox.
No.
Yeah, it's a really nice mechanic.
Okay. I think we're just about the end of our hour here. I'm going to turn this around because that means that I've gone through all my notes. And for everyone out there asking for a release date, we are not quite ready to reveal that just yet, but we should have more news to share in the future. So don't forget to follow all of our social channels, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We are at, we're at JW_evolution on Twitter. It's at Jurassic World Evolution on Instagram. It's facebook.com/Jurassic World Evolution and youtube.com/Jurassic World Evolution as well. And I think that's about it for this monthly highlights stream. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you to Orchin for joining us in the first half. Thank you very much to you, Jim.
Thank you for having me.
Joining us as well. Thank you to Tim for holding it down behind the keys, behind the 1s and 2s, working the camera, and
what a lad,
sound mix and everything else. Thank you to everyone out there in chat for watching and for sharing your questions and for just keeping it going and keeping the chatter going as we sit here and talk through the hour. The hour goes by really, really quickly. And of course, thank you so much to our lovely mod team. Heather G, of course, I've seen, and I think I saw Aramis there as well. And of course, to Eltanen from the community.
Why did you expect something so big and new? They said a monthly recount.
Chat. So
if you came here expecting something new, that's a little silly. I mean, they have spoke about something new.
With another monthly highlights stream, and of course.
And they've been talking about on Twitter all week.
To all of our social channels for any and all official information and news about Jurassic World Evolution 2. And until we see you next time, goodbye.
Bye. Okay, cool. Well, that was that. I want to see if those screenshots are up on the Frontier website real quick. Please wait. Let's see. And I'll tell you what, let's put the music back on whilst I do this. Loud. Oh my god, sorry, rip headphone users. Sorry. Sorry everyone. Sorry. 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 Everybody's dead now. Sorry. Oh god. I forgot that I had that so loud. Dear oh dear. Whoops. Whoopsies. Sorry everyone. Sorry. Sorry. What the hell's going on here? There we go. Right. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I want to see if those screenshots are up on my ears. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. New streamer, okay? New streamer. No, they haven't put them up yet. Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. So obviously we've got the new scientists video, right? So that's something. Let's actually rewatch that real quick. Bum 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 bum. Okay, that's fine. Why will it not capture this screen? Hello? Computer? Why? Okay, fine. Whatever. I don't want to watch it anyway. That's fine. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there for today. Obviously, there was some new stuff in there. I did want to look at the screenshots again, but they're not up currently. But that's okay. That's fine. What I think I'll probably do is I'll probably make a new video on all of the new stuff that they spoke about. Yeah, man. But all in all, pretty decent. I like the fact that they showed off those screenshots. That was probably the hypest thing that they could have done, to be honest. So yeah, man. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Nevertheless, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed all that good stuff. I will be back on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday will be the next stream. We'll probably do some Isla Pena Perfect Parking, I think. That sounds like a plan. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Oh, also, I've chucked up the